For those of you who have missed it, some craziness has been going down, mostly on Twitter, in the last like 15 hours with with regards. I was going to say relating to, and then I said regards, so regards. With regards to Redfall. Redfall, of course, is the big game. Comes out tomorrow, as of the time we're streaming. And it is the next huge game, allegedly, from Xbox. Day one Game Pass title from Arcane, the guys that did Dishonored, that did Deathloop, that did Prey. Very accomplished studio. But this game has left a lot of people feeling a little iffy, right? People were kind of suspicious. Little suspicious. Part of the reason is because they had marketing stuff that they put out where they were trying to hype you up on the characters and stuff in the game. And they would do weird stuff like this, where a character's entire personality is whittled down to a telekinetic threat in student debt. And like, again, I hate to be this guy. When I play video games, I don't want to just be reminded of my student loans. Like, I play games to escape this stuff. And like if your entire personality is just that you have this cool ability, telekinesis, that's awesome. But the only other thing they could think of saying about her is that she's in student debt. Like, come on, what are we doing? Like, what? It does scream, hello, fellow kids. Exactly, CD. It's just like, I'm like you, we're like you. We're part of the young people now. Super cringe to me. Anyway, people have been really, really off on this, really questioning whether or not this game was going to be any good. And Microsoft has been really weird about it. They announced, of course, that it was only going to support 30 FPS at launch, even though they previously showed it off running 60 FPS. And they had box art that went out right here where you can see on the box 60 frames per second listed on the box. And then they've had to affix a sticker onto the cellophane wrap that says 60 FPS performance mode not available at launch. So clearly when they sent out the artwork for this box art, like they thought that they were going to have 60 frames. Then at some point late in development, they figured, oh, we can't do this actually, it doesn't work. So they had to put a sticker on. It really reminds me of like, I think it was No Man's Sky. They removed the multiplayer claim. As you can see here, underneath this sticker, it says, multiplayer, you can play with your friends online. And then they put a sticker over top of it, removing that. Because they figured out, oh, this doesn't actually work. We can't actually do that. And they sent copies of the game out like this. So whenever you start to see them making last minute changes like that, you have to start wondering what's going on. Something is fishy here. Something's weird if they're making last minute changes like that. Well, there's been a couple of preview events. I think Mr. Matty Plays and one of his co-hosts, they went out to the whatever Microsoft Center and they played it early. And if I recall, they didn't have like tremendous things to say about it. They also didn't have like horrible things to say about it. They were just kind of like, yeah, shout out to Mr. Matty Plays. You can see like, this is his video. I played Redfall, my brutally honest opinion. The immersive sim elements make those series stand out on my shoulders by the pack. Following my heavy criticism of Deathloop, I found myself a little concerned about Arcane's direction of a more accessible multiplayer-driven experience, and Redfall seemed to only double down on those elements. Well, now I've played a couple of hours of Redfall that Bethesda invited me to play. Have any fears been squashed, or are new worries coming in? And just like all of the other people that tried the game, there were mixed emotions. Some people thought that it was pretty fun. Some people were kind of impressed with the gunplay. Others were like, I really don't see what's causing this to go together. But I don't remember him having anything like really negative to say, or like saying AI is brain dead or anything like that. Well, In the last 15, 16 hours, there's been a few leaks. Now, somebody was asking in chat earlier, how does a review leak, Luke? That doesn't make any damn sense. How does a review leak? The YouTuber or the creator makes the review, and then when it's time to publish, they press the button to publish it. Well, there is such a thing as like scheduling. So what usually happens is a reviewer will work on the video, and if they're more professional than me, they'll finish it well in advance of the deadline, and they will schedule it through YouTube scheduling tools and like schedule it out. So it'll be like, oh yeah, we're gonna release it. They'll give you the embargo. So they'll say like, oh, the review is allowed to go up at, say, I think it was 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or maybe it's Eastern Time, you know, in the US. And then you're like, okay, so you schedule it out and then you're good. And then when the embargo hits, on the minute, the video will go up. That's how, at least how it's supposed to be. However, occasionally somebody makes an oopsie. I don't know who this person is. If anybody does know, I would love to hear it, because I'm not familiar at all. I initially tweeted out what we're about to watch last night, and then I deleted the tweet because I realized, hold on a second, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know if he's actually like a Sony pony that's just trying to jump on a hate bandwagon, or he's making stuff up. I don't actually know who this is, because I don't know. And because I don't know, I can't confirm it. I'm not going to spread it. So I deleted the tweet that we're about to see and look at. Basically, what is claimed here by the Red Dragon on Twitter was that an Xbox fan, again, I don't know if it's actually an Xbox fan. I don't know this creator, but they accidentally published their Redfall review early. Again, I don't recognize them. If you guys know who, like, well, Red Dragon might be a Sony pony, but we don't know if the video he's posting is also this. What I do know is we haven't seen this gameplay before anywhere. And so whoever made this video, it seems, did get a review copy. This is not ACG. ACG is in the next part of the story. So ACG is coming. Don't worry. But what he posted was this. Let's just see. And yeah, come at me, Bethesda, for showing this. Come at me, I dare you.
Question marks that shows when the web will launch. We have some question marks that shows when the vampires are aware that happens during this. Hopefully that won't happen during full launch. We have some question marks that shows when the vampires are aware that something is happening. But we are going to look at the... Oh, he's gonna come up here. I have to kill him, I guess. And he has a shield.
Does anybody know who this guy is? Do you recognize his voice?
This is a vampire.
Well, so to be clear, Dragon being a Sony pony does not necessarily mean the review is fake. Because if the review is negative, the Sony pony will share it, naturally. And if the review was really good, he probably wouldn't share it. ACG definitely is legit. I've talked to ACG. We're buddies. So I'm not referring to ACG. I don't know who this guy is that's talking.
With a shield. Let's see what happens. Alright, so we gotta wait until we get a clear shot. The problem is the gameplay feels a bit wonky sometimes. I want to do this properly. There we go. We were actually lucky there.
Hello. This looks like it's running on like a potato, though. Look at this texture quality. This makes me wonder if this is like real or if he hacked into something. I don't know. Oh yeah. What weirds me out about all this is that the recorded footage looks really, really bad. Maybe he's recording this on like Series S. It also looks like it could also be just how they encoded it, and like it looks like they filmed a video of a screen playing a YouTube video that was posted early. So maybe that's it. But like this doesn't look like it was captured natively. You know, this looks like one of those videos somebody films on their phone of a screen, and that makes me weirded out. That maybe this was like a test build that somebody got their hands on. I don't know.
There we go.
The whole thing is weird though. But if we play it, you're gonna see.
Alright, so we killed him. Let's take a look at the UI. Graphics are acceptable. Sometimes the textures take some time to load in. Hopefully they'll have a patch for that. Hopefully right after release. The gunplay feels a bit swanky. It's a bit hard to hit enemies sometimes. The reload thing takes way too much time. The skills for the characters seems interesting and they're fun to use. And well, overall, I will give this game so far from my 2 days of playing the game a solid 6 out of 10 so far.
I'll also say this doesn't look like somebody who plays on mouse and keyboard like ever. Look at these movements.
And well, overall, I will give this
like these movements are like move the mouse, move the mouse, move the mouse, move the mouse. It looks like controller gameplay, but it has the UI of mouse and keyboard. So they're playing on mouse and keyboard, but their movements are like they've never played a PC game before in their life. So I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who this creator is. I don't know if he's like an Xbot fan that got a review copy or something. I don't know. But it's very weird. The whole thing is like just red flags. So I don't look at that and I don't go, okay, well, confirm the game is terrible. That's why I deleted the tweet where I shared that video, because I was like, there's just fishy stuff. Something's weird about this. And yeah, it's coming from a Sony pony, which, you know, is its own thing. It's its own thing. And then this morning, there was a tweet from the one and only Carrick from ACG. I saw it 45 seconds-ish after it went up, and I retweeted it. Big oofs in the chat. You notice the tweet's been deleted, but you can see the tweet was a status from Jeremy Penter. The tweet was linking to his review of Redfall. Bear in mind, the game comes out tomorrow, so it's not that unreasonable that the game would have reviews drop today. It makes sense, right? When else would they drop? So why did he delete it? Well, what he said, sorry folks, video got scheduled wrong. Looks like some of us jumped the gun. Privated. This is the video. Redfall review in progress. One of the worst games so far in 2023. Now, I trust ACG. He never does the like just going out, being outrageous to get attention. He doesn't do that. He's super chill. And so if ACG is saying one of the worst games so far in 2023, that puts it in the tier of like Forspoken. And that's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. Now, as Paul Tassi reported, mixing up 11 a.m. embargo with the 8 or 11 p.m. embargo. ACG calls Redfall one of the worst games so far in 2023. Yikes. Remember I said that you would schedule the video out and then it would publish automatically when the review embargo lifted? Well, what it seems like happened is that ACG scheduled the video, but scheduled it at 11 a.m. instead of 11 p.m. Which, bear in mind, that would mean 11 a.m. Eastern, which means that the review embargo lifts 1 hour before the global launch, which, again, some people will apologize for. Some people will go, it's not actually that bad. Sometimes great games launch with review embargoes lifting at an hour before the game releases. Sometimes that happens if it's like super... like maybe it's a super narrative game and people don't want story spoilers or something. Maybe that's why. But let's be honest, a lot of the time, when a review embargo lifts an hour before the game launches, it's because they know that the reviews probably are not going to be really good. Crimson, Arcane might be a two-trick pony with Dishonored 1 and 2. Death of the Outside was awful. Prey was good, but didn't feel quite right. IMO and Deathloop was mediocre, if even. To me, what this reflects, bear in mind, I'm not going to, if we try to pull up the video, you'll see it's unavailable, that he privated it. I don't want to get Carrick in trouble, of course, by like broadcasting the full review again, but we can run through what he discussed and what he talked about in it. I just don't want to get Carrick in trouble. I'm sure he's already getting in some hot water with them for this, and a mistake like this can make it so you'll never receive review codes from them again. And for this, it's like, this is bad. There are 2 reviews out. If you can link them, George, if they're still up, if you can link them in chat, I should be able to pull them. It might prevent you from posting links in chat. It's kind of hit or miss, but we'll see. Can't they get sued? They could, which is why it would have to be like, if it was an honest mistake, that's what matters. If this was like, my understanding is that he posted this and then within like 5 minutes was like, oh my God, no. Because he probably posted it, started looking around at what other people were saying in their reviews, realized nobody else was talking about the game. Nobody else had posted. And then he checked the email again and saw 11 p.m., freaked out, and then unlisted it and privated it. So I think it was an honest mistake. I don't think he was trying to release it early for quick clout or something. So it literally just got taken down. Yeah, I mean, right now, Microsoft is on a little bit of a warpath. They are copyright claiming anything and everything that even slightly looks like the game. Notably, they even accidentally copyright struck their own banner. As you can see here, they actually went in and they've been copyright striking anything that looks like it's from the game. And according to some people, again, I can't confirm this, I did not see it myself, but apparently some of their own images have been copyright struck because they like so frantically were freaking out about these early reviews that they just started firing haphazardly into the crowd, hoping to hit their target. Again, I don't know if this is the case. It's actually, like, my understanding is it's pretty easy to do this kind of thing. You could just inspect element. I don't actually know if I can do this in, yeah, like in here in inspect element, we could actually go in here and then you rewrite this and put in the different image for the background. So like you can do this pretty easily without it needing to be, like, you can fake these screenshots super easy. That's what I'm trying to say. Jesus. So it might not be the case, but either way, it seems really funny if it is the case. Arcane's AI and animation and the bugs and stuff in this, as you can see, really weird lack of movement, shall we say? Escalators. Yeah, exactly. Escalators. And then you look at like the quality of the mesh here and the textures and stuff. It's really hard to tell if this is like the game running on a potato or if this is just honestly what the game looks like. I don't know, but like his movement, his walking animation for stairs just doesn't trigger. So, and then once he reaches the bottom, he starts walking. It's really strange. Yeah, and people are saying that other footage that's making its way out into the public is also a little concerning, of just really weird graphical issues. Pop-in textures and meshes not updating from their low poly versions to the high poly versions. It's just not working. These are supposed to be circles. It's just not, it seems to just not be working properly. So it's concerning. And it's really just another blow to Microsoft. Like, they gotta figure this out. It's like the weirdest thing that I've been mentioning time and time again, it seems like in the last bit, is that Microsoft is a company that has been built on software distribution and production. And they seemingly cannot, for the life of them, get a polished video game out besides Hi-Fi Rush. And like at this point, that seems to be the fluke. That seems to be the weird one that is totally separate from all of their other releases, because pretty much everything else is just a swing and a miss. Gears of War, when was Gears of War, or Gears 5, I think was the last one. That was like 2019, 2020, wasn't it? The last Gears of War? Forza is great. That's another franchise, but is that Microsoft, or is that just that the devs are awesome? Or like Crimson was bringing up earlier, is it, I kind of started going down this rabbit trail and then I got distracted. Shocker, right? the question is like, was Arcane great and now they've fallen? Or were they always like this? Were they always this team and they just kind of got lucky with Dishonored 1, 2, and Prey? And to me, what this is more representative of is not that they're a great team that fell apart. I think it's just an example of what happens when a team that's really good at X goes out and just tries to do Y because they think that they can just do whatever. We're a great team. We'll figure it out. It's like BGS trying Fallout 76. Oh, it's fine. We made Fallout 4 and Skyrim. We got it. Cyberpunk. Yeah, we're going to have cars and futuristic stuff while running all this cool stuff. They were going to have multiplayer in Cyberpunk 2077 at one point. All of this stuff. Let's try that. We made The Witcher 3. We'll figure it out. Sure won't. Sure won't. Or, hey, we made Dishonored 1 and 2. We made Deathloop, which got 10s out of 10s from some bafflingly bizarre reviewers. We made Prey, which was lauded. We can make a 4-player co-op shooter. Why not? Let's try it. Pride comes before the fall. I think you're right, Casper. To me, it just seems like this is a studio that tried something they probably shouldn't have tried. And then we're kind of surprised when it's not going quite as easily as they thought it would. Just crazy. Maybe this is part of a big psyop. Maybe this is like one of the most brilliant original marketing ideas we've ever heard of. Maybe Microsoft was like, hey, Carrick, can we pay you like 10 grand to post your like a fake review thing 5 minutes early, or for 4 or 5 minutes, but post it like 12 hours early, and then immediately you take it down and just don't talk about it. And then it'll get the game hyped up on social media. Everybody will be freaking out. And then the actual reviews will drop and it'll be a 10 out of 10. Maybe that's what happened. But almost certainly not. Almost certainly not. What makes more sense is that it's just a bad game and some reviews are leaking a little early and it's just a dumpster fire. He took my thing.